Best of the West fans, this is J.R. Kratos, and you are now tuned in to Best of the West.
Welcome back to Best of the West Ignition. AJ Kershaw ringside, and we are ready to kick it off. Let's send it to our ring announcer, Davey.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you tonight, Marcus Eriks!
And here comes Marcus Eriks, one half of the Best of the West Tag Team Champions, along with the Metalhead Maniac Sledge, who is conspicuous by his absence right now. Marcus Eriks is here at Best of the West Ignition. He is all fired up, but he is not scheduled to be competing at this time. I'm kind of curious as to what brings him out here, and I'm sure he's going to put those questions to rest here in just a matter of moments. There he goes, reaching for the microphone. Let's see what's on the Tag Team Champions mind.
As you can see, I'm out here tonight by myself. Therefore, S&M is not in action tonight due to an injury that Sledge did not make it to. But that does not mean that I'm not fighting the champion. I came to Merced. This is my hometown. I didn't come here.
Yeah, he's the hometown hero here in Merced.
I didn't come here to not have a match tonight. So let's make it official. What do you say, Merced? Let's have Marcus Eriks have a one-on-one match.
Marcus Eriks wants to stake his claim in singles competition here tonight. Issuing a challenge to anybody in the back who's ready to step up, and it sounds like, wait a minute. I know that music. And there he is, Brandon Pinion. Best of the West Commissioner is out here. Well, of course, we can't have an official signing for a match without the blessing of the Commissioner. Is he going to give it to him?
Well, if it isn't Marcus Eriks, how we doing tonight? Give it up, one half of the tag team champions, right? You came to Merced, your hometown, and you came for a fight. Except I make the matches, not you. Got it? So in all fairness, you want a match, you got it. Except on my terms. Tonight, you'll face half of another tag team. And if that tag team wins tonight, then they become the #1 contenders for your tag titles.
Interesting.
That's all fair, right? You want to fight? You'll send KBC, the hometown hero.
Marcus Eriks awaiting on the arrival of his opponent, one half of another Best of the West tag team. And that music can only mean one competitor. There he is, Wild Horse, on his way to the ring. The tag team partner of Diablo Azteca. And if Wild Horse is victorious here tonight, he and Diablo Azteca will earn a shot at the Best of the West Tag Team Championship, currently held by Marcus Eriks and the Metalhead Maniac Sledge. As Marcus said, Sledge is not here tonight. We knew that he was hurt. We didn't know how bad that injury was, but apparently it was bad enough to keep Sledge out of action here tonight. He could not get clearance from the doctors to get in the ring, and I know Sledge personally. He's become a close friend of mine, and he can't perform to his absolute utmost capabilities that he's not getting in that ring. Marcus Eriks lost quite a bit of weight quite recently. Finds himself in very good shape, maybe the best of his career, and actually Wild Horse himself looks like he's trimmed down a little bit. Marcus Eriks staring a hole Wild Horse. As referee DC Brown calls for the bell. We are underway at Best of the West Ignition. Don't forget Bakersfield Dome, Sunday, October 15th. The biggest show in Best of the West history. This is going to be in Merced, California on Saturday, November 18th. American Legion Post 83, a favorite venue of Best of the West. And Saturday, December 9th, the Fresno City College Cafeteria. It's always a good thing when food and snacks are not far away. For more info, of course, you can go to BOTW.tv. And to purchase tickets, you can go to BOTW.tv/tickets. Best of the West has some big things coming, and with talent like Marcus Eriks and Wild Horse, it's no surprise. Marcus Eriks with a huge clothesline in the corner. Wild Horse is set for a loop, and a beautiful drop kick off the second rope finds its mark. First cover of the matchup, there's two, and left shoulder up, says DC Brown. Marcus Eriks sinking in that headlock. Wild Horse, I think slightly shorter than Marcus Eriks, but able to, he's got the weight advantage. Off the ropes, dropped down by Marcus Eriks, sends him right on by. Wild Horse ducks the elbow, now sends Eriks into the ropes, scoops him up, and there's a sidewalk slam. And Marcus Eriks finds himself in a world of hurt, hooks the near leg, there's one, two, and only two, right shoulder up. I'm sure Sledge is somewhere looking on quite intently. I would love to get his thoughts on facing the team of Wild Horse and Diablo Azteca. Beautiful calf kick right to the face. Another cover, there's two, and left shoulder up. Sledge and Marcus Eriks have gelled as a team better than perhaps anybody I've seen here at Best of the West. I don't think they've teamed virtually anywhere prior to Best of the West. Took them a while to find their groove, but they've found it, and it brought them tag team championship gold. And they are quickly find themselves at the top of this tag team division. Beautiful flying back elbow right on the point of the jaw. Marcus Eriks hasn't done another one, this time right between the shoulder blades. Hooks the far leg. Two, and no, only two. See the hands on the hips from Marcus Eriks, perhaps showing a little bit of frustration there on the part of Wild Horse. Wild Horse fighting back. Able to create some separation, now pursuing Marcus Eriks, who retreats for a moment into the corner. Irish whip in the opposite corner now. Wild Horse with a big splash. Marcus Eriks may be out on his feet. Fireman's carrying a Samoan drop. Wild Horse into the cover. One, no, only two. Wild Horse slapping the canvas again. Maybe some frustration on his end now as well. Remember, this is not just for bragging rights. This is not just for another notch in the win column. If Wild Horse wins, he and Diablo Azteca get a shot at Tag Team Championship. Tomahawk chop right to the forehead. Cover, one, two, and no, only two. If you're watching at home, use hashtag Best of the West. Excuse me, BOTW Ignition, force of habit. Marcus Eriks trying to fight back. He's able to, but Wild Horse ducks the swing, and there's a belly-to-back suplex, and Marcus Eriks, you can see the pain on his face. Dead center of the ring. There's a cover. One, two, and no. Right shoulder up. Marcus Eriks in his hometown of Merced, California. This crowd trying to get behind him. Marcus Eriks, though, there's a European uppercut off the ropes. And a flapjack. Marcus Eriks got caught again, and this could be the beginning of the end for Marcus Eriks. One, two, and no. right shoulder up. And again, look at Wild Horse, his hands on his forehead, looking up at the referee like, what the hell? Look at this. He's got the arm hooked. He's got the half Nelson not quite sunk in as much as he'd like. And Marcus Eriks able to get to the ropes quickly and luckily. Marcus Eriks needing the ropes to pull himself up. Wild Horse charges in and eats a boot right to the face. Marcus Eriks now perched on that top rope. Somersault neck breaker connecting. And Wild Horse, you notice how he instinctively rolled toward the ropes just in case Marcus Eriks was going to make a cover. He wanted to make sure those ropes were in distance of the limb so he could break up that count and he didn't have the strength to kick out. But both men now struggling to get to their feet as referee DC Brown starts his count, ends it. Marcus Eriks off the ropes, huge clothesline to Wild Horse. And another one. Sends him off the other side, but telegraphed that back body drop, takes a kick to the chest for his troubles. Sit out spine buster. 1, 2, and no! Only 2. Marcus Eriks celebrating before the pinfall actually happened, and that could have cost him. And Marcus Eriks wants to take to the skies. He doesn't fly often, but when he does, he makes it count. He's made it count throughout this entire match, and one more ought to do it, but Wild Horse is up. Takes out Marcus Eriks' vertical base, and oh, this does not look good. This is a precarious position. Wild Horse now, belly to back suplex off the top. He got him, and he dropped Marcus Eriks right on the back of his head. Wild Horse hit that belly to back suplex off the second rope, but he cannot make the cover. Seconds are ticking by, and all it takes is 3. There it is. Lateral press, there's 2, and no, only 2. Wild Horse now going back to that submission maneuver. Marcus Eriks is a long way away from the ropes. He doesn't have anywhere to go.
You're so heavy!
Yelling, "You're so heavy," and he's able to make it to the ropes. Wild Horse using every bit of that weight advantage, and I don't blame him one bit. He senses that victory could be near, but that submission hold, even with all of his weight across the back of Marcus Eriks able to get to the ropes. Wild Horse now charging in. Eriks ducks. Super kick finds its mark. Marcus Eriks realizes Wild Horse is right where he wants him. He's going up. What's he going to do? Moonsault misses. Belly flop in the center of the ring. Nobody home. And Wild Horse, hands outstretched like he knows this could be it. Oh, God. He had that submission locked in, hit him with the side Russian leg sweep, and now he's got it sunk in, half Nelson right across the temple. Marcus Eriks, he's got nowhere to go. Wild Horse is wrenching back, and Marcus Eriks has to tap.
Here is your winner by submission, Wild Horse.
Wild Horse victorious with that submission. He went for it several times throughout the match, but finally, with the help of that side Russian leg sweep and the ring positioning, Wild Horse able to secure the victory and a shot at the Best of the West Tag Team Championship with his partner, Diablo Azteca. They get a shot at Marcus Eriks and Sledge. Sledge, he's watching at home right now. I'm sure he is nodding with approval, not just with a hard-fought bout for Marcus Eriks, but he likes him some competition. And if he wants competition, he and Marcus Eriks, they got it. Wild Horse, Diablo Azteca, your #1 contenders for the Best of the West Tag Team Championship. Wild Horse is right back with more Best of the West Ignition. Hard-fought bout for Marcus Eriks.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Referee Wiggles, and you're watching Best of the West Ignition.
Welcome back to Best of the West Ignition. AJ Kirsch at ringside, and we are moments away from championship action. Take it away, Davey Dangerously.
And for the Best of the West Coast Championship, officially in charge of this contest, referee Knock Johnson.
Referee Knock Johnson. Fly as all get it. Best of the West West Coast Championship on the line in this triple threat match.
Introducing first, from the only Canova, weighing at 175 pounds, Vintage Dragon.
Here comes Vintage Dragon. He is hyped up. He wants to get his hands on that West Coast Championship. Any match Vintage Dragon is involved with, you better keep your eyes on the skies because he is not afraid to fly. But quite frankly, no one in this match is afraid to fly. There's going to be some frequent flyer miles in this contest.
Introducing the next competitor from Munich, Germany.
There's Du Hast by Rammstein.
He is the last spine bender.
Kenny K, the last spine bender. One of the most athletically gifted competitors Best of the West has ever seen, and they don't call him the last spine bender for nothing. He can hit a backbreaker out of anywhere at any time. He continues to surprise and impress me with how innovative he can be with that devastating maneuver. And we await the arrival of the Best of the West West Coast champion. And there he is, Virgil Flynn III, the reigning Best of the West West Coast champion. Perhaps the smallest competitor in Best of the West, but what he lacks for in size, he makes up with athleticism, explosiveness, and of course, heart. He hits that patented 450 splash, man, and nobody delivers a cleaner 450 splash than Virgil Flynn III. When he hits that, it is all over. It is academic. Virgil taking a moment to show his respect for these fans at ringside. Virgil, very appreciative of the support from these fans. Takes the time to show it. And this is gonna be good. Referee Nuck Johnson, he's gonna have his hands full. Remember, a triple threat match, the championship advantage is completely gone. The champion does not have to even be involved in the decision to lose the match. If Kenny K pins Vintage Dragon, Virgil Flynn loses his championship. If Vintage Dragon makes Kenny K submit, Virgil Flynn still loses his championship. If Virgil gets pinned or submitted, he loses his championship. Gutsy on the part of Virgil Flynn III to agree to this match. And Kenny K already grabbing the belt and just leaving with it. It's not, you have to actually win the match, dude. You have to win the, I don't even know how long Kenny K's been wrestling, but you think he'd know how this works by now. We'll be right back with more Best of the West Ignition.
Let me talk to you. Right now you're watching Best of the West Wrestling and it's Eli. Drake, don't be a dummy. Keep it right here. That's not an insult. That is just a fact of life. Yeah.
Welcome back to Best of the West Ignition. There's the bell, and this triple threat match for the West Coast Championship is underway. Virgil Flynn right there defending against Kenny K on the left, Vintage Dragon on the right. We are one fall to a finish. And as I said before the break, the championship advantage for Virgil Flynn is straight out the window as we starting off fast and furious here. Your main event at Best of the West Ignition. Kenny K lands on his feet. Virgil Flynn with a waistlock. Double leapfrog by Vintage Dragon. No look leapfrog. Arm drag. Down goes Vintage Dragon. Arm drag by Virgil Flynn. Triple drop kick. All three competitors with the same idea, and we are at a stalemate. I need to take a break. I'm exhausted just watching that. Kenny K needs to take a moment, yeah. I'd be blown up too. And Kenny K has yet to take his sunglasses off. What a jerk. I don't know why that makes him a jerk. He just looks like a jerk wrestling in sunglasses. That's it. Vintage Dragon getting this crowd behind him. And now both Vintage Dragon and Virgil Flynn III have focused their gaze on Kenny K, who meets Vintage Dragon with a forearm to the face, and now from behind, here comes Virgil Flynn. Throws Kenny K back into the ring. Kenny K now with a rake of the eyes. A little early for a desperation maneuver. But Kenny K, I do not put it past him to do a desperation maneuver. Headbutt rocks both Kenny K and Vintage Dragon. European uppercut, and there go the sunglasses. Kenny K is powerless. It's like when Vega loses his claw. Look at that, side Russian leg sweep flatliner combination. 1, 2, and only 2. First cover of the matchup, make that. There's the second cover, and only a 1 count, says Nuck Johnson. Very innovative offense from Vintage Dragon with that side Russian leg sweep flatliner combination. We'll call it a side Russian flatliner or a flat Russian leg sweep. We'll figure it out. Barrel roll forearm into the corner. And there's a double face wash. Kenny K between the ropes lands on his feet, rearranging the facial features of Virgil Flynn and Vintage Dragon. Forearm to the face of Vintage Dragon from Kenny K, and blocked that time. Kenny K with a, whoa! 619-esque maneuver. What is the area code, the international area code for Germany? I'll have to look it up. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be at the Bakersfield Dome on Sunday, October 15th. There's only one count. American Legion Post 83 in Merced, California on Saturday, November the 18th. As Kenny K now works over Virgil Flynn III. Fresno City College, Saturday, December 9th, 6 o'clock start time. That's the upcoming schedule for Best of the West for the remainder of 2017. For more information, you can check out BOTW.TV. And for tickets, BOTW.TV/tickets. Oh God, there's a huge kick right to the head of Vintage Dragon. Caught him by surprise. And now Kenny K dismantling the fingers of Virgil Flynn. And now biting him. There's a screw loose in Kenny K's head. He is not all there. He's a few French fries short of a happy meal. Virgil Flynn now. Looks like he was going for that Northern Light suplex for a second. Kenny K trying to avoid it. Virgil answers with some knees to the midsection. There's another one, very well placed. Another knee to the midsection, winds him up, and there's that Northern Lights with the, oh, I thought he was going for a bridge. Virgil couldn't hold the bridge into the cover, 2, and quickly interrupted with a double leg drop from Vintage Dragon. Who now, double cover? No, Vintage Dragon now, springboard, moonsault on both Virgil and Kenny K, double cover. There's 2, and only 2. Good on Nuck Nuck Johnson for being in position with that double count. Kenny K flung hard into the turnbuckle. Virgil escapes the same fate, answers with a forearm to Vintage Dragon. Knee to the face of Kenny K. Knee to the face of Vintage Dragon. Another one to Kenny K. And Virgil is all fired up. Flying elbow connecting in the corner on Vintage Dragon, and this crowd coming alive for Virgil Flynn. Going for another one. Kenny K avoids the contact. Double duck. Virgil takes down Vintage Dragon. Kenny K into the cover. 1, 2, and no, only 2. Nuck Nuck having to leap over Virgil Flynn III, who was able to take down Vintage Dragon face first. Center of the ring, and Kenny K, though, capitalizing with the cover. Oh, double kick. Again, both competitors with the same idea, kicking each other right in the face. And now Virgil picking the pieces apart. You heard someone in the crowd shout it out. Virgil's going to shout it out. It might be time for a cannonball. Nobody home. That pool was drained dry. Nothing there to break his fall with that cannonball. Vintage Dragon, the first to his feet, vaults to the outside. Beautiful guillotine leg drop on the outside forces Kenny K to flop to the ringside area. Vintage Dragon in control, taking a moment to... Whoa! Virgil Flynn out through the second rope and now suplexed onto the ring apron. There is absolutely no give on that part of the ring. Virgil landed at a very awkward angle. Referee Nuck Nuck Johnson looks like he thinks that Virgil's okay to continue, and Vintage Dragon looking at him like Vintage Dragon might even be concerned. Kick to the face of Kenny K. Knee to the chest. Vintage Dragon now. Forearm to the face, a head of steam. Kenny K answers with a forearm to Vintage Dragon's face, and there, out of nowhere, a backbreaker. 1, 2, and no, kick out at 2. Kenny K saying something in German. I'm sure he's not pleased that that was a 2 count, not a 3 count. He, as I said, he hits those backbreakers out of nowhere. He was on the outside of the ring, used the bottom rope to spring into the ring and go right into a backbreaker. Unbelievable. Kenny K with some well-placed right hands to Vintage Dragon, but Virgil Flynn taking advantage of the focus being elsewhere. Kick to the side of the head takes down Kenny K, and Vintage Dragon now still perched on the top rope. He's teetering. Virgil pulls him back. Virgil seems like he's got something in mind for Vintage Dragon. Virgil looks like he's thinking about a Hurricane Rana. Kenny K, though, underneath now has Virgil chair, an electric chair. Drop kick off the top, and an Inverted Hurricane Rana spiked Kenny K on his head. Kenny is out. 1, 2, and now only 2. Now going to cover Virgil. There's 2, and again only 2. Vintage Dragon is beside himself. That drop kick leveled Virgil. The momentum took Kenny K over in an inverted Hurricane Rana. Powerbomb perhaps into the turnbuckle. Now setting Virgil on the top rope. Virgil clutching his ribs. He may have internal injuries after that powerbomb to the turnbuckle. Virgil's fighting back. He does not like being in that position. Down goes Vintage Dragon. Virgil, he's going for that 450. If he hits it, this one's over. He got it! Eliminates Kenny K with that enziguri. Wants to finish him off with that cannonball. He got it! Cover. 1, 2. Wait, Kenny K now. 1, 2, 3. Kenny K just covered both competitors. What is the ruling here? What? Kenny K has just been awarded the Best of the West West Coast Championship. What is the... Here comes Brandon Pinion, the Best of the West Commissioner, to get some clarification here.
Virgil. Virgil. I was backstage watching everything. I got caught down the middle. From my point of view, I won. Kenny K had you pinned. I had both of you guys pinned. But you know what?
This crowd disagrees. I gotta disagree.
In all fairness, my new role as commissioner. Hold on. Virgil Flynn is now the number 1 contender. Okay. And you can cash in whenever you want. Bakersfield, next up. Virgil Flynn gets one-on-one with Kenny K.
Well, the rematch has already been signed. Virgil Flynn is going to get his rematch against Kenny K for the West Coast Championship. Kenny K was at the top of the heap, and by Brandon Pinion's ruling, that means that he scored the pinfall. I can't believe what we've just seen. Virgil Flynn has lost the Best of the West West Coast Championship to Kenny K, but he's got his rematch. The rematch is happening. At the Bakersfield Dome. It's happening at the Bakersfield Dome, ladies and gentlemen. The rematch is going down at the Bakersfield Dome. And Kenny K, he's taking his title and going home. Virgil is beside himself, but he gets his rematch at the Bakersfield Dome. Show of respect for Vintage Dragon. I'm sure that's not how he wanted this match to go down either, but nonetheless, that was a hell of an athletic contest. At the end of the day, Kenny K, your new Best of the West West Coast champion. Virgil Flynn gets his rematch at the biggest show in Best of the West history at the Bakersfield Dome. And for all the details on that, ladies and gentlemen, go to BOTW.tv/tickets. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. This is AJ Kirsch at ringside. Good night from Best of the West Ignition.